Hey there, it's Jenny, and I am here today to share with you how I planned in my memory planner. Let's take a look at February and all those wonderful add-ins that I punched. Now we're going to do this week. I have already printed my photos. They're approximately 2 by 1.5, give or take a little bit, except for the two that I printed a little bit larger, which are 2 by 3. I printed those bigger because A, there was a little wildflower behind my house of about 500 acres, and I thought that served a picture. And then also of my doggo in my craft room. I thought that was cute too. So I have laid those all out based on the days that they were taken and just made them in a configuration that's pleasing to the eye. I don't worry about like, oh, top is morning, bottom is evening. It just whatever looks best. I am using my Scotch ATG adhesive because it is crazy strong, and over the 20 years I've been scrapbooking, I have definitely had things fall off the page, and so I'm very cognizant of what adhesive will hold it on there. This is the Cocoa Daisy Planner. It is a 6-month planner. It has these vertical pages and then also the horizontal pages that I use for my journal. I have punched it and put it on discs, and now I've taken them off the discs so that we can go ahead and get started. I'm going to use this stamp set from Heidi Swapp. I really love this one. It's truly one of my very favorites. It creates such a cool background and I really love using it. I'm going to use the Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink pad. Again, this is a favorite of mine. I just love this color. And I'm going to stamp it right up there in the upper left-hand corner. That's sort of a notes box. And then obviously it runs over a tiny bit into my Monday, but I don't really care because as you can see, I didn't have any photos anyway. So we're just going to let it all go. Now I've cleaned that off, and then next I am going to stamp one of the large numbers from this stamp set. This is the number 3 for March. I'm just going to prime it. I'm not sure I've used it before. And then I am going to ink it up with an ink cube from the Stamp Market. I've been testing different brand inks in my planner and on my planner pages, and I am still certain that I prefer the Stamp Market the best. They just are really great on my planner pages. I only have the lightest bit of shadowing with dark colors and no bleed through. And I cannot say that for all of the ink pads. So I love the formula for the Stamp Market ink pads. I will link them up below. I am using mostly cubes today from them, but that does not mean I do have 12 of the ink pads. I just have started buying ink cubes in the colors that I think that I probably don't use quite as much, but joke's on me because I use this navy blue one all the time. So look how cute that is. That little cluster is absolutely adorable, and I love, love, love the way that it turns out. So that is the beginning of my decorative elements. Now I'm going to use this little tag from the January Stop the Blur subscription kit from Heidi Swapp. I just trimmed the top off because I tore it a little bit, so it worked out okay. Now I'm going to use these pattern papers. They are from Catherine Pooler. They are a slimline, so like made for slimline cards, but I don't care because I really just punch them up and use them in my planner anyway, so it doesn't really matter what size they are. I punched most of a circle. I didn't punch the whole thing because I was going to trim it off anyway so that it sat flush at the bottom of the page. I layered it right on top of that tag, and I will add a third element for the little accent on there. You know how I love to have a background, an anchor, and an accent, but I'm going to figure out what I can use. These are a brand new stamp set from Everyday Explorers. I will link them up below. They've just got some really fun prompts on there, and I'm going to stamp a couple of those on this particular layout using the navy ink cube from the Stamp Market. There's just so many stamps on here though, you know, you've got to find the one that's absolutely perfect, am I right? These cubes are just a great size for these little things too. I simply use this microfiber dish rag. I mean, literally I get it out of my kitchen drawer and the stamp cleaner, and as soon as I feel like I should wash the thing, I just put it in my laundry and then get a new one out. No big deal. I am really super satisfied with this system. I used baby wipes for many, many, many years, and I'm enjoying this a lot. So I am going to go ahead and stamp, stamp, stamp a little bit more on a piece of white cardstock. Then I'm going to clean it off. Now when I'm finished, I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut this out, but only after I stamp a little icon on there, just like a little happy mail icon. So cute. This is another new stamp set from Everyday Explorers. And again, I will add the link below. So cute. I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to add that. I took a picture of a whole bunch of letters. My husband receives like 5 letters a day from the exact same organization, and it amuses me greatly. And so I am just putting that little tab over the letters. It's funny to me. So now that I have done that, I'm going to go ahead and ink up this flower and then stamp it on the cardstock as well. It's a tiny little 2x3 stamp set from Alte New, but I thought the flower was absolutely beautiful. And then again, it's a really good size, especially for in my planner, because it's not too big, but obviously it's big enough to be able to see it. So now I stamped the leaf as well. So I'm going to make sure they're both cleaned off, and then I will fussy cut around the outside of both of those so that I can go ahead and adhere that to the pages of my memory planner. This is a great way to get some stamping into your planner if you are not 100% confident in your stamping abilities. If you're like, I don't know about this, absolutely stamp on some white cardstock and then just cut around the stamped image and then add it to your planner. You can stamp on yeah, I mean, stamping is so much fun and it really allows so much creativity. And so I couldn't imagine not stamping in my projects, but I get that it's nerve-wracking if you don't have a ton of experience. So I absolutely recommend going ahead and stamping on paper and cutting it out if you're nervous. It's a great way to do things. I mean, it's also a great way to do things to layer as well. You can see I added that little stamped image up at the top of Wednesday. I'm not going to leave it there though. I decided I wanted another little cluster down at the bottom where I had some room. So I simply punched out another little half circle and I will adhere it down there and then add my flower on top of it. This color palette is quickly becoming one of my favorites. I've been using it for several months now I just love the combination of all of the different blues and turquoises together. I just think it ends up so pretty. And then you add a little pop of gray and it's absolutely wonderful. Now I've decided I'm going to use this little word that says details and I'm going to stamp it on the tag. Remember how I told you I would come up with an accent? Well, there you go. It's just a little bit of stampedness on that tag. I obviously could have added more, but I thought that was really cute like that. Now I'm flipping through my Chrissy Ann Designs binder. I am looking for the perfect stickers here. I love these stickers and I'm really happy I've been using more of them lately because they really do bring me such joy. So I'm just adding the boxes to the places that I need to put down our activities and keep looking. I'm using a variety of teal slash turquoise and light blue stickers to match with the color palette. And I'm trying to vary it. So not having too much of one color in one spot, just keeping it all very varied and moved around the page. I'm going to put this one ever so slightly behind that stamped image and covering a little bit of the Saturday. I mean, I know it's Saturday, it's fine, so it's not a big deal right there. Isn't that color palette coming together? It's so pretty. I just love it. I wouldn't say that like, oh my gosh, blues are my favorite, but when you look at it like this, I don't know, oh my gosh, blues might be my favorite. Now I'm just going to add the date stickers up to the top from this Carpe Diem sticker book. I'm so thrilled with these stickers because there's just such a wide variety of colors in there. I always find I can find just about anything I need color-wise. It's really great. All right, so we've got that finished now. Look at that, we're getting there. We're getting there. We just need to add some words onto the page now. Now I'm going to start adding the text to the stickers for the activities. These are mostly just practices and baseball related things. However, there are a couple of other things as well. And so I'm just adding those to the memory planner. This is the reason I started. My first year of memory planning was in 2016. I know this is my like 7th finished memory planner. Isn't that crazy? because we were so busy with so many activities. And I'm not glorifying busy, it's that I recognize that this was just a snapshot of time and we would never look like this again. And so I started the memory planning, and now I can't imagine not doing it. It really captures our day-to-day life so wonderfully, and I absolutely love how it all comes together. I could absolutely do Project Life or something like that, but I felt like that was so much real estate and so much needed to be creative. And then this way, I just feel like it comes together so much more quickly and is so much easier to do just for me in my purposes. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw a few lines for journaling. I'm just going to journal about one specific event over here on the right hand side. Sometimes I journal about specific things, and sometimes I journal just as a whole, and I will do a overview of journaling on the left hand side. But over here on the right hand side, I am just journaling about one specific incident that happened on Friday, and so it works out because it's Thursday/Friday that I'm using the space from. I like to use the lines, and I like to vary where they begin and end because I feel like it gives it a little bit more playful and casual look. I know that that is personal to everyone, but I just like my projects to be really fun and cheerful, and I feel like these lines help that right there. So now you can see I have a big wide area of blank space on the right hand side, and I'm going to use that, as I said, for just an overview of journaling, like touching on a few different things that happened throughout the week over here on this side. I could have added more decor, absolutely, but I decided that I wanted to just go ahead and journal. It was a really big week, just a lot of different things going on, and it made a lot of sense to just sort of cover that right there. Whoopsie, I forgot an activity I needed to add right there. No problem. Just add the lettering and then use my mild liners to color in right there, and it looks fantastic. I just love that. It's so playful, but yet definitely handwritten. Like, it doesn't look like, oh, what is that? I just love that because it's definitely me and putting my own stamp of creativity on that. So I am just filling in that journaling right there, except for I did make a mistake, and so I need to use my correction tape, which I hate doing because I don't think it looks very good in the end, but it is what it is, and it's needed. So here we go. I liked this particular day of journaling because I had plenty of room to add all of the things. That is it for me this week. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment box below, and I will do my best to get back to you. Thanks so much, and make it a great day.